Hello, good morning. There's Callum, who's sitting by the fire. How are you today? How are you all keeping? I hope this is the right way around the camera down there. I'm using a different camera, and the well, you know what it's like. Getting used to everything. I need to look down there, don't I? Where are we now? 9th of January 2020. I need to look down there. Let's put that there to remind me. This video is something that I feel very, very guided to make. And it is not coming from a place of ego, it is coming from a place of my spirit. And I really want to help others. I've always said this, to be of service. Soft talk, softening, gentleness. This is a vibration, this is an energy that I have always been. As a little boy, you know, that there I am, there. That's my young brother David. There's the Metatron's cube. That's a little wooden piece of carpentry that I did some years ago. I'm digressing. What I'm trying to convey is that I come from a place of humbleness, gentleness. I've never been any other way. Yes, I do, as we all do, we have the human condition of, at times we do get angry, frustrated, upset, sad, but I've always felt a deep knowingness to be of this gentle frequency, this frequency of being peaceful, kind, gentle, softening. And I know that being an 80s child, born in the 80s, here in suburbia, the UK, England, UK, I have been really growing up in what we know here as the Thatcher years, the Thatcherism, which I don't want to get into any political debate on, but I can see how growing up in that time, which was still quite, you know, it was good, but I know that I was going through times of seeing people being greedy, people being egotistical and brash and heavy, and this go for it culture, and diminishing others because, you know, growing up we never had a car, went everywhere by train and bus. I didn't have the latest clothes or the latest sports stuff, not that I was ever particularly a sports person, the latest computer games and so on, but what I always felt I did have was this deep knowingness of what I felt was right, which was just being peaceful, really, and treating others how I'd like to be treated myself. And I think growing up, you know, into the 90s and certainly into this new millennium, I could see that the changes, the brashness and the tones of society, and I never planned this spiritual awakening. This certainly not me as Tom. Perhaps before carnation. Obviously I did, but I'm going to name this video because here we are, 5 minutes in, I'm finally getting to the point. I'm going to name this video Understand Awakening, Surrender into It. Now, as many of you know who've been on this channel a while, you'll understand the pain, the suffering, the troubles I've gone through, how I am trying to get through day to day. And I've made this channel for two main reasons. One, to help others who may not be sure what they're going through to get some resonance, some understanding, some support. And two, it helps me voice out where I am at. Because when I say no longer need to resist, it's for my benefit just as much as yours. When I say about resisting life. Now, I woke up this morning really quite well rested, apart from the fact that Callum did wake me up at 2 in the morning barking, but there was no nightmares or discomforts or pains in the chest. But what I did notice was this forehead here. It's just like a big, it just felt like a big beam of light, like a big pulsating pull, a pressure, not a despairing pressure, but a pressure that is enough to make you feel, oh, got to take note of that. And it is this pressure which, you're down there, that's it, this pressure that I realised 5 years ago I was feeling when I was going into pubs and restaurants, having meals and things. Really what I'm leading on to say is, this video is to support others, to help understand what awakening is, spiritual awakening is. And I realised that the chronic fatigue that came in, and the pain, the suffering, and the resisting, and the despairing feelings, is because I've had, and I'm still going through, a spiritual awakening. Now I know this because I've sat in meditation, and this has come to me very clearly. If you're going through this yourself, understand I'm just a humble guy in my 30s, in my late 30s, here in suburbia, Greater London. I'm by no means an expert, but what I am able to give you is my experience and this deep knowingness within me, and this is what I'm sharing to you today. I know this video is not for everybody, but I do feel it's going to be there for someone, and possibly quite a few someones out there. The pressure that I feel in the forehead, it's not burning, it's like a niggling thing, not in a disrespectful way to spirit, but it is a niggling thing. It is a notable thing. So I'm realizing it is all about surrendering, trusting and accepting that really what is going on is it's like a lighthouse effect, this light that is shining out so brightly. And this is the clairvoyancy, this is the sixth sense, which we all have. Just some people choose not to feel into it, tap into it, or want to believe it, but it's there. It's the forehead. It's not so much the ajna, the third eye, it's the forehead. And what was going on 4 and 5 years ago was I was picking up all this information of all around me, sensitivity, and it was just, my head was just going, oh, it was the light. I just didn't know what to make of it. And that's how I started to get ungrounded and nervous and fearful and imbalanced in my head, because there's all this duality pinging and ponging and going around. So I've made a few notes, and I really just want to say, do not resist. If you ever feel this here, Do not resist it. Embrace it. Surrender it. It is your light, and you are being shown, you are awakening. And I think really what happened to me was that I was resisting all these feelings and sensations and wriggling with them, resisting them. And what was happening was I was actually getting so uptight, I was actually shutting down, metaphorically, shutting down. And that was making me tired. And that's when chronic fatigue set in. And I feel that if I can do anything to help anyone else through this video, it is, if you're feeling this sensation, this pull here, it's very likely you're going through spiritual awakening, because as I now know, here in 2021, the light, the age of Aquarius, the planetary alignments, the transition, the transcendence that us, humanity, is doing, is performing, and as some people like myself are going through. I say people because obviously we are the light, we're the spiritual light, the driver that is coming through the vehicle being us, the people. I want you to know that my advice is don't push, fight, resist it. Relax into it, feel the open, just be open to it, open with it. Embrace it, surrender it, and trust. Get into that energy of trust. And if it does really feel like it is getting overwhelming, that's when you do just ask, please, can we just bring this down a little bit? Not shut it off, but just bring it down. Because the words we say, the power of the intention that we have, that will, the I am, the will for the clairvoyancy, using our sixth sense abilities to help us connect and feel safe and trust. And it's all power. It's all power to us individually. Found this, a little bit of ASMR for you. Look at that. Always from the heart. There's a message that was just sitting at the top of a box of newspapers. I hope this video is helping you, helping someone out there. If you feel overwhelmed, tired, lay down. Trust. Completely trust. It is spiritual awakening that is going on. And yes, I know there's going to be some people watching this thinking, oh Tom, wacky woo woo, what is this religious stuff? It really isn't. It really isn't. And I would possibly have had that slight view myself years ago if I was watching such a video. Spiritual awakening is happening out there, and what it is doing is bringing in the light, the codes, the frequency, if that helps explain it to you, the frequency, the vibration that we all emanate, receive and send out, to bring things into alignment for the greater good of all. Does this make sense? I hope it does. Thank you for all the lovely comments. I read them all. Much love to you all, and if you're new here, click like and subscribe if you'd like to continue seeing some gentle, encouraging, softening videos. It is about being gentle with yourself and others. Take care, and as ever, loving kindness. Goodbye.